No.
You're not my
Anyway.
boss. You don't know. Guys, I love to try to catch Ashley saying something untoward.
Untoward.
I like to catch her saying something untoward as she's wont to do.
Yes.
I'm only going to speak in those sorts of terms today.
Cool.
Because in a post-Super Bowl world, this is our third time where we come back and it's like, we must be really like trying to find topics when we're like, I guess the sports ball boys did the hoopity hoops and the shooty touchies.
That's what everybody's talking about.
I'm going to do a Rihanna impression.
I was hoping.
Super Bowl!
I was hoping you would.
This is our once annual sporty cast.
That's what everyone's talking about. It's what everyone's thinking about. 100 million people watched that thing. Are you telling me they don't want to debrief the Super Bowl?
I think they probably do.
Guys, heads up. This is going to be a shorter episode than normal because Brandon has to go get Ben, and everyone just breathed a sigh of relief.
I was about to say, hold on. Let's open up with a real quick, you're welcome.
We're gonna get so many DMs. So many more than we usually get that say, change it to 40 minutes, please.
Change it to 40 minutes and release it on the 29th of February. And that's it.
That's it.
Welcome back to the Leap Year Podcast, where we come at you live once every 4 years for 40 minutes. Strap in. We got 4 Super Bowls to talk about. Brandon's going to do Rihanna for 40 minutes, just straight. Just and then that's it. Touchdown.
Do you want an intro?
Probably.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts Sports Edition.
Yeah.
I'm Brandon. I'm one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting duo.
Hi guys, I'm Ashley Engle. I'm the other half. Welcome to episode 140 of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcast. Happy day after the Super Bowl.
Totally.
What you been up to this week or weekend? What you been doing?
This weekend was all a build up to the big game.
Yeah, big to the halftime.
Carbo loading.
Which I know you have lots of thoughts.
I have thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't know that any of them are going to be like spicy
Earth-shattering.
or hot takes.
Well, you predicted
that Kendrick would perform.
You predicted what was going to happen.
Well, yeah. I was like, the whole time I was like, Serena Williams is coming out.
She's going to crip step.
She's going to crip step.
That's what she was doing, wasn't she?
It's called sea walking.
I thought it was crip.
Here
walk.
comes Serena Williams crip stepping. Hey, are you busting a sag and crip stepping?
Stop.
Turn that Beavis and Bunghole shirt inside out, young man. Are those corn? Are you listening to corns? What's in those pockets of your jean cumps?
I wasn't that far off.
Crip step?
Crip walk, right?
Crip step that's a Crindy B moment for sure.
Listen, I'm becoming my mother, and I couldn't be prouder of that.
I was walking down the hall.
Okay.
And I saw a bunch of ne'er-do-wells
crip
stepping.
No.
Crip stepping in the tea hall.
No, but listen.
In passing period.
On that note, our text thread with Mom last night about Kendrick
getting to watch her realize the real situation
was it was worth the price of admission.
There was a moment in the performance when he smiled at the camera.
Yeah, he did.
But it was because of what he was saying. It was diabolical. But when Mom talked about him, she was like, he's very charismatic and a beautiful smile. It's like, oh, Crindy, don't dig into what's going on here. Don't dig in. Don't listen to the lyrics, Mom.
And she said, her mom, and I should have gotten your permission to share these very private family texts, but I also think that you wouldn't mind. She said, I like Kendrick's show so far. It's very organized and no one is naked.
And you know what?
That's what she said. I think she's still recovering from the Janet Jackson debacle from 20 years ago.
Janet Jackson is still recovering from it. That was bad for her career.
JT is still recovering from it.
Well, his was late.
His has come back around.
What goes around, comes around, comes around, comes around.
Yeah. And that is why, kids, we have the live television delay. Thanks, Janet and Justin.
Yeah. And
because I watched that live, and that was shocking.
You've scarred.
I'm old enough to remember that. And that
You
was
looked up from your game of Pogs just long enough to see what happened.
to see the crib stepping.
And you went, who's up? Which Williams sister is crib stepping on the telly?
She wasn't even born yet.
And what's funny is she was on the screen for like a grand total of like 3 seconds.
She looked gorgeous.
Well, she was G-stepping.
She looked beautiful.
Well,
I didn't even realize it was her at first.
It took a minute.
Yeah, like, oh.
And she used to date Drake.
I know. Don't think I wasn't Googling all night. Don't think that Google was not at capacity all night with Americans, just all the things.
The number one Google search, I guarantee you, if you pulled up the SEO numbers or like the stats for what got Googled the most last night, I guarantee you, number one, crib step. Across the board. Hey, Jeeves. What's a crib step?
Number 2, what's the beef between Kendrick and Drake?
Yeah, but you need to have been up on that.
Because at one point, I heard Jeff Engle. It was after one of the teasers. We watched it with the kids, and Jeff was half working on his laptop and half watching the game. And at one point, I heard him, he pulled up his phone and he goes, "Hey, Siri, and I just triggered all of our Siris in here. What's the beef between Kendrick and Drake?"
Yeah, he could have just texted me.
Did you hear my Siri?
Yes, I've been living in the cesspool of this beef. I've been living in the cesspool of this beef for 8 months.
I know you have, which is why you have lots of thoughts about the Super Bowl.
The title is I've been living in the cesspool of this beef for 8 months.
Yeah, that's it. We've got other stuff to talk about before that, but just keep a hold of it.
Okay.
Anyway, anything you need to tell us about the week before we get into the Super Bowl recap?
No.
Okay. And we're keeping it brief because I know you got to get Ben. But this week was a pretty typical week. I got together with a lot of friends for lunches and coffees, which is my favorite kind of week. Sure. I continue to work on Hope's room and stuff like that. Okay, but here's the thing. Friday night, I had another school dance situation. This time it was Hope's elementary school. It was the Sweetheart Dance, which is a family event.
Sure.
And the school is K through 5th.
Okay.
So the whole school was there, but the school is small.
Okay.
And it was held in the gym.
Okay.
Which is tiny.
Sure.
It was built several years ago as a safe room for tornadoes.
Okay.
But the space is very small.
Sure.
So I thought, how are we going to do a dance in here? But we did it. Listen.
Well, the people are small. The humans are small.
Right, but their parents are there too.
Get them out of here.
No, and I'll get there.
We don't need a chaperone. Get the chaperones out of here.
What?
Chaperones.
Okay.
Do you think that that's a play? Chaperone? Chaperone?
Is her real name Chapel?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
Be a good name.
I mean.
But the PTO worked really hard on this event. There were decorations and all the things, and we'll come back to the decorations. I walk in the room, and my first thought was...
I crip stepped into the room.
You're never going to let me forget it. I wasn't that far off. Okay, my first thought was the 5th graders look huge. The kindergartners are tiny, tiny children just running. My second thought was the attire. Sure. It was a real mixed bag. Sure. We had full sequins. We had princess dresses. We had little guys in ties and suits.
Sure.
Hope and her friends were pretty cash. The 5th grade gals.
Sure.
They owned the dance floor. But my third thought was, this DJ is darling. He's probably someone's dad. He had a great playlist. He taught some line dances.
Sure.
But he also took requests. And he did play a lot of Kids Bop, which, when necessary.
Sure.
Which, do we still have Kids Bop?
Yeah.
It's still around?
I cannot wait for the Not Like Us Kendrick Lamar Kids Bop.
A minor.
And we can't say these words because we are a minor.
Okay. My first thought was, why are the children tearing down the balloon arch? And why are there no parents stopping it?
It's got a Woodstock 99 scenario going on.
And right at that moment, we got a school-wide text that said, everybody who comes to the dance must have a parent chaperone. You can't just drop your kids off at this.
Sure.
One kid
One chaperone.
Parent, one chaperone.
Yeah.
And I was texting our friends about it, and Levi was like, it sounds like a real Lord of the Flies situation.
Sure.
And it was, because I did see some parents rush over to stop them from literally tearing the balloon arch down. But then I looked back a few minutes later, the balloon arch was completely gone.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be seen.
And it all starts somewhere. 1 minute, the balloon arch is coming down. And the next minute, Piggy has the conch and he's getting crushed with a boulder.
Thank goodness that school-wide email went out, because that's where we were headed.
Honestly, that book could have been avoided with one email. Don't
get on the plane.
Don't kill Piggy.
Don't get on the plane.
Start there. Per my previous email, don't kill Piggy.
There it is.
Even if his glasses break. He has the conch. Let my guy speak.
That's it.
Send.
Send all.
Send all. Reply all. Don't kill Piggy.
That's it. But then more and more balloons started trickling out onto the dance floor. And each time one would pop, you know that scream that children do where it's a collective scream, but they all find the same pitch in a way that only elementary kids can do?
Yeah, it's like a recorder concert.
The devil's horn.
The devil's triad. It forms a perfect chord of dissonance.
It does.
That goes into the adult brain and says, nothing's okay. Everything's gonna be bad from now on. Henceforth. Lucifer's conch has been blown in the gymnasium, and all adults are just quivering just twitching on the floor and foaming at the mouth.
It's true. Then I saw a kindergartner run past, and he was wrapped in all of the heart garlands that he had ripped off the wall. It was kind of anarchy for a minute.
Dude.
It kind of was for a minute.
Dude, welcome to the first annual Helter Skelter dance.
It was really, I will say though, that was within the first 20 minutes. And then we kind of reined it in.
Sure, sounds like it.
We reined it in. The kids were just excited, and it was loud, and they had a blast. Hope had the time of her life. She danced the whole time.
Sure.
She jumped and screamed, sang. She didn't want to leave. The 5th grade girls requested at one moment Defying Gravity from the major motion picture Wicked, based on the Broadway musical Wicked.
Based on the novel Push by Sapphire.
And after the last couple weeks, I'm going to tell you guys, and it shall come as no surprise, that I'm a little bit raw. I'm a little bit raw when it comes to people's rights feeling like they're being threatened, right? It's just the mood.
Sure.
Mood is that for Ashley. Okay.
Sure.
And as I've shared, Wicked, especially the movie version, overtly and covertly addresses some of those things, right?
Sure.
You know, the lyrics to that song, everyone deserves a chance to fly. And there's a part, no one's going to keep me down. You know, right? So I will tell you that
I'm sorry, I didn't notice any of that. I'm busy dancing through life. That's the Enneagram 7 song. And I don't remember a single lyric of that song either, because there was a ball that went bouncing by, and I went, "Oh,
squirrel,
squirrel!"
I'm over here feeling everyone's feelings, defying gravity.
Oh, look, Chenoweth here. And then the Idina Menzel. Who's the one? Who's the lady? You got Idris Elba. Who's in it? Who's the person in it?
Google.
Who is it?
Hey, Siri.
Dude, here I am watching Ariana Grande's, and you got Iguana Menzel, and you got Idris Elba somewhere. This one dude, Dante Fierro's dancing through life.
Yeah.
And then you got Chenoweth.
Enneagrams watch Wicked, and this is the 7 response.
Can I tell you guys something? For a lot of yous, Wicked Part 1 was 3 hours long. For me, 2.5 minutes. Dancing through life. Okay, bye.
Careless and carefree.
You're right. That was a wicked good time. And everyone here dealing with heavy-handed metaphorical takes on what's really going on in the world. Goats are getting extradited. Iguanas getting all sorts of hate.
You just take it at surface level.
That's it. That's all I get. This one's green, but she's got better powers than the pink one. The pink one's jelly that she can't hang out with the lady from everywhere and anything all at one time. And then the movie with the guy from the Pretty in Pink or whatever. And then here comes, and then the dude from Jurassic Park shows up.
Listen, though. Okay.
And at 1 minute, in the first part of the movie, she's called Galimpa, and the second part, she's Glunga. And then somewhere along the way, I was dancing through, and I was like, oh, she changed her name.
Listen, though, it addresses some of these issues that we see plaguing our society. And I'm telling you, it was like the perfect storm for me.
Something has changed within me.
I sat in the corner watching these beautiful, sweet 5th grade girls just sing their guts out to this song. And I was weeping in the corner of the anarchic dance.
You're the problem.
And my friend Sarah walked by, who's also a mother of one of these darling girls. And I grabbed her and I said, Sarah, this is a moment. And she started crying and we were both crying and hugging.
I'll tell you this right now.
I experienced a roller coaster of emotions at the sweetheart dance.
When there is a simmering uprising brewing in the gym that reeks of puberty, and you're sitting here.
No, we're not there yet. These are little ones.
Fine, pee. But you're in here.
You're in here.
You're in here. And you're in the corner. The last thing you want to do is show weakness because you're going to look like a T-bone steak to these little crazy people because they're going
to strangle you with the heart garland.
And let's not pretend like them all singing together is not like that's forming some dangerous unity because it's a battle cry.
It is a battle.
No wizard that has whiz or was. And here they come for the mom in the corner who's weeping.
Moms. I wasn't alone. There were dozens of us crying.
And then
dozens.
And then Hopi holds them all back. Oh. And then when it's time to attack, you know what she does? And then just charge. And then it's over.
And she pops a balloon and they all go,
That's it. Lucifer's conch has been blown. And we've summoned the uprising.
Man, it was a real moment though. And I just thought, God, please let my girl grow up in a time and a world where she can be whatever she wants to be.
Yeah.
Because everyone deserves a chance to fly.
And if it doesn't matter which one you are. You could be a Ferrero. Mm-hmm. You could be a Galamba. Mm-hmm. You could be a Grafalga. Is that what the one is?
Elphaba.
Grafalga.
You got it.
Yeah. You could be a Janine Garofalo. You could be an Idris Elba. You could be an Elga. You could be a Galunga. But whatever you do, you dance through life and you deserve a chance to fly. Hop on your broom. Mm-hmm. Hop on your Swiffer. And you fly into the sunset. And if you care to find me,
I'll be dancing through
look at the western sky.
All right, let's do a Super Bowl.
That was the best breakdown of Wicked that's been on. that was the best breakdown of Wicked that is or was. And anyone who says otherwise,
is wicked.
Can go with the goats. Okay, bye.
You get extradited with the goats. Okay, let's do a Super Bowl review. Okay, let's get into it. First, quickly, let's talk food. Did you guys have any good snacks?
No.
No good snacks.
No, because we didn't plan ahead. Because honestly, tale is old as time. I didn't have time to get snacks because I was in the hot tub with your husband. So
it's true.
And that's just how it is, guys.
He was in the hot tub with my husband.
Not just your husband, Levi too. But here's the thing: the snacks aren't going to get themselves. I'm over here in a simmering pot of dude soup while the snacks are getting cold on the shelves. So I bought some hot dogs, no buns, cooked them, ate them, hand to mouth. Go Birds. Go Chiefs, whatever.
Here, family. Here's a hot dog.
Dude, I got one less sausage than there are people, so fight for them. Anyway.
I was in the hot tub with your husband. He was, guys.
I didn't have time to get snacks because I was in the hot tub with your husband. Title of the episode.
That's it. Okay. Well, we did not purchase food either because you were in the hot tub with my husband and my husband was in the hot tub with you. But we did get Pub Dub snackies. The kids like the pretzels.
Sure.
And we got pigs in a blanket.
Sure.
And chicken nachos.
Sure.
Also, Girl Scout cookies.
Sure.
Because Jeff and Harrison were accosted by a troop. Do you know what's not as good as I remember them being? Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, well, I haven't had them in years. I always watch.
I feel like that's sacrilege.
I've
for some
gotten
people.
we've talked about it on a previous episode. I'm really good at avoiding them. I fake phone calls. I go in through the exit. I exit through the entrance.
You'll avoid a child.
You know it.
Yeah.
If with like the plague.
Right.
So anyway,
that's great. They're just raising money for good things. But they got tagalongs and Thin Mints. And Thin Mint is superior. I used to love a tagalong. They're not good. Sponsors tagalongs. They're not good.
I mean, how you're not talking about a Samoa is ridiculous.
Well, I was disappointed that they did not get Samoas.
Yeah.
They only got the 2. Samoa's the superior cookie.
By far.
By far.
By far.
But Thin Mints are good, but they're better when they're frozen.
Freezer. Has to be freezer.
Yeah, but there wasn't time. So that's what we ate. All right, so let's talk about John Hamm's voice crack. What?
He was excited.
The intensity. I've never seen a vein bulge out of someone's neck like that.
Yeah. What I loved that it's like they could not have picked bizarro versions of each other to do the intro. Like Bradley Cooper and John Hamm.
Well, they're from Kansas City.
No, I get it.
From Philadelphia.
I get it. But did we just pick like the most generic dude to announce each team?
No, because here's what the theme of the Super Bowl was.
You know who's from Philadelphia? Tina Fey.
Yeah.
You know who I want bringing him out? Tina Fey. You know who's from Kansas City? Paul Rudd. Have Paul Rudd bring him out.
He was there. They showed him.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say about the Super Bowl last night.
Okay.
The theme of this year was not unity. It was not, it
was Mardi Gras.
Anti-hate or whatever. It wasn't even Mardi Gras. It wasn't jazz. You know what it was?
What?
Handsome men.
My invitation must have been lost in the mail.
Guys, this list is not exhaustive, but listen to me when I tell you that all of these men made an appearance at the Super Bowl in one form or fashion.
Sure.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth. Chris Pratt. Tom Cruise. Bradley Cooper. John Hamm. Ben Affleck. Glenn Powell. Channing Tatum.
Charming Tastems.
Antonio Banderas. Uncle Baby Billy.
Yeah.
I put him in there for good measure.
That's nice. He's come on.
I knew you'd love
Go outside, nerd. We brought Uncle Baby Billy in the mix. Walton Goggins.
I love him.
Walton Goggins made the list.
Listen though, that is a list. Where was Brad Pitt?
He was Brad Pitt literally introed the Super Bowl.
He did?
Yes.
Okay, I missed that part.
He kicked it off.
I missed that part.
He's the tip of the handsomeness spear.
Missed it.
And has been for years.
Forgive me, Brad. I wasn't.
You know
I was
who
still
else?
eating at
You
that
know
point.
who else you left off the list?
Who?
Freaking
Matt Damon.
Han Solo.
Oh, Harrison Ford
Did a real serious Jeep commercial. Way too serious until he made the Ford joke at the end.
So my last name's Ford.
That's the only part of that wasn't like, hey, bud, is everything good at home?
Yeah. Paul Rudd was there. He was there in attendance.
With Paul McCartney.
God, another one. Guys, it was the year of handsome. Is what it was.
That was 1982. Because that was the year I came into this world.
Okay, so John Hamm had a bad voice crack. And I thought his delivery was a little intense. Then Bradley Cooper came on with the child. I thought, he brought his son. It wasn't. Bradley Cooper does have a child. It's a daughter.
There's just a rogue kid he picked up?
He was a fan. A little fan.
My favorite was Bradley Cooper was holding that kid and they did the Eagles thing.
Yeah.
And from the couch across the way, Lindsay goes, oh, he's cute. And I go, that's Bradley Cooper. And she goes, the kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the whole bit. I thought it was funny. But crickets. Thanks.
Sorry. I was like, is there more?
Nope, that's it.
But so much Googling during the Super Bowl. Like, does Bradley Cooper have a son? Whatever. Okay. Then we get to the national anthem.
Is John Hamm going through puberty?
Welcome to puberty.
Welcome to puberty with
John Hamm. No, but he just went hard for it. Like it was way too aggressive.
Yeah, he came in pretty hot.
He came in real hot. I bet he was embarrassed.
How about a little honey with that ham, big guy? A little spicy right now.
Harrison goes, whoa, did you hear that voice crack? It was so intense. Okay. Then we had Lauren Daigle, who is from New Orleans, and Trombone Shorty do a jazzy version of America the Beautiful.
Sure.
It was fun.
It wasn't as good as
Posty?
Well, as Scott Stapp's America the Beautiful.
No. What will ever be, though?
Nothing ever.
Then we had John Batiste,
He's
National
great.
Anthem.
He's great.
God, what a genius.
Yeah, he's great.
Genius
He's
he
great.
is. Just effortless. Okay, Jeff's favorite thing is when grown men cry at the National Anthem. So there was a lot of that.
Okay.
A lot of that happened.
I didn't see.
There was a lot. Did Brad Pitt really intro?
Yeah, he did.
What did he do? Did they show him or did they just hear him?
No, he did a whole thing. He looks great.
I missed it.
Yeah, he looks great.
Wow.
Yeah, no, he was there. He kicked it off.
He's really sipping from the fountain of youth.
I mean,
And so is Tom.
Tom less so.
Tom
Tom
is
looks like when...
doing part 2 of Mission Impossible, which they previewed, and I'm excited
No,
about
it's like
that.
part 14, first off. It's part
the
2.
latest.
Yeah, no, you know what Tom's face is starting to look like?
This is not going to be kind.
You know when Polyjuice potion is starting to wear off?
Okay, I will not hear this.
You know what I'm talking
The
about?
man's in his 60s.
I know.
He looks amazing. We
I
should
look like-
all hope.
I look like Polyjuice potion is wearing off, and I'm 20 years younger than the man. I don't absolve myself from aging. I'm just saying when Maverick came out, everyone was like, dang, Tom, you look 26. And now he looks like he drank the Polyjuice potion of a 26-year-old, and it's wearing off.
I think he looks amazing.
He looks better than I will in 20 years, but
Stop it right now. Okay, I want to talk about Andy Reid's garment
okay.
because it is distinctive. And I've wondered about this all season. Now, I know they have played in some outdoor venues and he has been bundled up
Sure.
at those. I also love when his mustache freezes.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite thing
Yeah.
because it is amazing. And he doesn't shake the icicles
No,
off.
he lives with it. Andy Reid's word curtain just stays there, just
I see.
stalactites.
I would think that would be bothersome, but it isn't. I've been perplexed by this garment that he wears in the indoor arenas.
Okay.
It is short-sleeved, but it is a pullover.
Sure.
Those two things don't go together for me. It is tent-like, but what's the most perplexing to me is the neck hole.
Sure.
Okay? It looks like the cone of shame
It is.
that animals wear when they get surgery.
Well, don't.
It sticks up too far.
Well, it's not fair to Andy Reid.
It's not a normal garment.
We can't.
And I like Andy Reid.
Yeah, I know. And he just got the
He's a
stitches out,
great
and
coach.
he can't help when the Super Bowl is.
Guys, I'm confused by the garment.
Well-
Help me understand. First of all, a short sleeve pullover. It's odd, no?
Nah.
It doesn't have a hood.
I mean, I don't look to Andy Reid for fashion advice.
He's an incredible coach, guys. I'm not disparaging. I'm curious. I'm being curious about the garment.
Sure.
But I spent a lot of time on it.
Well, he didn't. And so maybe you shouldn't either. This old thing.
It's a cone of shame. Okay, commercials. Did
Yeah.
any of them stand out for you?
No.
Not one?
No.
I will say it was lackluster. I did laugh out loud a couple times. The Eugene Levy, it was like a Little Caesar something, where his eyebrows flew off and like were flying around and sticking on things and fighting with caterpillars.
Yeah, that also happened on the Pringles commercial with mustaches.
I know,
A lot of flying facial hair this year.
right?
The year of handsomeness and flying facial hair.
Totally.
Weird.
I thought the same.
I don't like it.
I wonder if they have beef now.
Well,
Pringles v.
get ready for next year's
Caesars.
halftime show when Eugene Levy and Andy, what's his face, go toe to toe.
No.
Nick Offerman.
This is going to say he was a famous mustachioed fella.
Pretty good.
I'll add him to the handsome list.
Yeah, he's a very handsome man.
Apologies
Very
to Nick Offerman. Okay, but there were some emotional commercials that really got me. There was one about from Pfizer where a little guy had cancer and the boxing gloves. I did tear up on that. I also, the Big Brothers Big Sisters commercial got me good. Then there was one from Google where the guy was doing a job interview and his daughter went to college And it like flashbacked on. It's like you really were unaffected by the commercials this year.
I was profoundly unaffected.
Dancing through life.
That's what I was doing.
Goodness. Jeff got misty-eyed on that one even.
Well,
he was snuggled up with Hopi.
My favorite thing is when grown men cry during commercials.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. What were your impressions? The game was not exciting.
No.
Not at all.
No, but I was fine with it.
Surprisingly so.
I was fine with the outcome just because it's like, it's nice to have
else a chance.
Yeah, it's nice to have a fresh winner, and then the Chiefs will be back around next year. So it was good. It was good. I'm
Still
fine
an
with
amazing team, amazing coach.
No one on the team is listening. Why are you
I want
doing
them
that?
to hear me.
You are ripping their
Ever
coach's
since-
garment, but the team's okay.
Exactly. Ever since they saw me attend their sporting event live, they've been following. They've been listening.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that has to be it.
I'm part of the Chiefs kingdom.
Okay, gross.
And so there.
No.
Anyway, you know who's darling?
Who?
That little precious Cooper DeJean. That little rookie.
That got the pick six on his 22nd birthday.
A sweet little face.
It's a great story.
I just want to squish his face. I said his mother is freaking out right now. Rookie, touchdown, Super Bowl, birthday.
Okay.
Cutie pants.
Sure.
What a little cutie.
Yeah, he did just good. Good for him.
Squish his face.
We're not going to get to the halftime show.
Let's get to it.
We're not going to. It's like literally.
What time do you have to leave?
I pick him up at 2:20, but I can make my child stand in the cold so you can talk about the Super Bowl halftime show.
Okay, quick impressions about the Super Bowl halftime show. Sorry, Ben.
I'm not sorry, Ben. You'll wait.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
I am an unabashed Kendrick Lamar superfan.
You have stated.
And have been for years before all of this beef. Don't come for me in the comments that don't exist. Don't DM me about it. But I do. I love Kendrick Lamar. I think he's very, very talented. I think he is very singular in his voice and what he does and everything. I think he's great.
Yeah.
So I've been very, very enamored with this whole beef. I find it fascinating. Hip hop beef to me is just a very fascinating part of the hip hop culture, and it goes back to the beginning of hip hop. Yeah. It's like a competitive sport in a way. And so you watch it to keep up. And by and large, aside from a couple of incidents in the past, they don't end with any sort of violence or anything. They end with just like you get your shots in and then you move on. And then a lot of times people become friendly after the fact just because it's part of the game.
Right.
This one's gotten pretty nasty.
Man,
Kendrick
has
has
it
kind
ever.
of systematically dismantled an individual in a lot of ways. Here's my thought.
That's mean.
I was very excited about the halftime show. Mm-hmm. I personally enjoyed it because I like all of the songs he did. And I know his catalog and I know his music. And so I was like, oh, I like this song. Oh, I like this song. And then some of the visuals he did were cool. And like he had some subliminal messages and jabs in there and stuff. So for me personally, I thought it was fun. As a casual Super Bowl viewer watching the Super Bowl halftime show, I can absolutely understand how people would be like, that was boring. That wasn't the
You
spectacle.
do need some of the
that wasn't the
backstory.
spectacle that I wanted it to be.
Right.
Ted goes, even Usher had skates. Like that was what
Usher
Ted said.
did.
And then I was like, and
Brianna flew in on a thing.
Right. Kendrick didn't even have the good sense to show up pregnant.
Like Rihanna did.
That would have, I'm giving birth to the future of hip hop.
Yeah.
No, but so I think it was cool for me.
Yes.
But I'm not going to be the type to be like, if someone says they didn't enjoy it, I'm not going to be like, are you kidding me?
Right.
Because, I get it. I get that it wasn't as big a spectacle as it could have been.
And see, here's where you're proving yourself wrong about being a dancing through life surfacey person. Because you know the depth. You know the backstory.
Yeah.
Here's what I will say.
But I've chosen to. It's the thing I want to know.
I get it. Yeah. And I feel the same way about musicals and whatnot.
I like musicals.
Okay. So, but here's what I will say. I have not been historically a fan of Kendrick Lamar, not because I don't think he's not incredible or talented. Sure. I have just not connected with his music.
Sure.
Okay. But for me, I look at this and I'm thinking, oh, he is saying something much deeper.
Yeah.
Even that goes beyond the Drake.
Oh yeah.
Beef
No,
and the
he had some there were some meanings to a lot of what he did.
When I see Red, White, and Blue, when I see a cast of people who are all people of color.
And then Uncle Samuel L. Jackson.
And Uncle Samuel L. Jackson. And what he said was very poignant. Here we are in Black History Month. Here we are with our president.
Yeah. No, Kendrick.
In attendance.
Kendrick is
he was subversive.
But part of what makes him so incredible as an artist, it's far beyond the Drake stuff. The Drake stuff is what it is. He is very calculated in what he says and what his messaging is. He's very conscious of what he has to say. Like he uses his platform to deliver his message.
Yes.
It's never just frivolous. He's always got something
very purposeful.
There's an agenda behind what he says always.
Absolutely.
And I think that there's a lot of that will continue to be uncovered, like stuff that you miss as you watch it. And people will dissect it and deconstruct it. And I think that a lot of that'll come out of it. As a Super Bowl show, from a spectacle standpoint, maybe not what people wanted, but if you dig into it, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that I missed that that's in there. So
it felt like it was very much a show for the moment.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
In addition to being a show that people were excited for because of all of the hype and the beef and the Grammys and the Drake and the
Well, and that's the other thing is like he's very clever in that he will use a thing to essentially sneak his message in. Kind of thing. Like he'll distract.
Subversive.
It's very sleight of hand. It's very like you're busy looking over here and he's working on a totally different level. He's a very smart man.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. I didn't realize that he was such a short gentleman.
Little guy.
5'5".
Little guy.
Here's what also I'll say. Those flare jeans.
A lot of talk about those.
Here for those. I love a flare.
A lot of talk about those.
Loved them.
What are you hiding in there?
What's happening?
What's in there?
I liked it.
It's just a Rolo strapped to his ankle.
Yeah, he just pops one. Yeah. Okay, quickly, because I know you need to run.
Yeah.
Anything you've been watching, reading, or listening to that you want us to know about?
A lot of YouTube videos about the Drake and Kendrick beef.
Yeah.
Deal or No Deal Island. Just watch.
I was going to ask you about Deal or No Deal Island.
There's a whole episode.
Okay, we need to because I tried.
It's like a drunk child made up the rules.
Brandon,
trust me.
Thank you.
Trust me.
I
love
can't
it.
stay with it.
Well, no one can.
I couldn't get into it.
I'd love it.
I'm like, this is the most convoluted game show I've ever seen in my life.
It's like Survivor and Deal or No Deal drank a bunch of schnapps.
Yeah.
And then decided, let's make a show together.
I wanted to start throwing things at the TV.
Yeah, it's what was it? I was gonna say ridiculous, and then I was gonna say absurd. So restar.
I need to know more about this and why you like it next time.
I don't know why. That's the answer. We watched all of the first 4 original Supermen, and they're not good.
No.
Anyway,
they're not. The other night we watched The Italian Job. Forgot all about that one.
It's an hour and a half Mini Cooper ad.
Is what it is. And here you have Charlize Theron, who's a beautiful safe expert and safe store owner.
Okay.
Like she owns a store in downtown, was it Philadelphia?
Sure.
What's the real estate on that safe store?
I don't know. And isn't Wahlberg in it?
Yes.
Like your safes. Say hello to your mother for me.
Yeah, it was weird, but yeah, it is. It's a Mini Cooper ad. I've got a list of podcasts that I keep meaning to get to. You guys watched You're Cordially Invited on Prime with Will Ferrell. What do you think?
Yeah, it's fine. It entertained me.
There were some funny moments.
It's not good, but it's entertaining.
I tried to finish it, couldn't. Okay, quickly, because we got to get through it. What is your warm heart?
I'm going to say, I'm shouting out. I had coffee with dear friend and listener of the pod, Amanda, the other day. It was nice to catch up with her and have a chat with her. So that's mine.
Love it. Mine was truly, it was a moment watching my girl sing her heart out with her friends, her sweet, sweet friends, thinking, this is it for elementary school. And what a message for the youths.
Right before they rose up and destroyed all of the parents.
That's what happened. Anyway, guys, sorry for the shortness.
You're welcome for the shortness.
Wow, it's so short.
Yeah, but I have a child that is freezing right now.
I know. Guys, we'll talk to you next week.
Or not.
Bye.
Bye.